Let's bring them on, ladies and gentlemen.
Suave, let's get it. Eli on the track.
Word.
I think it will too.
All right, I'm here with my man Alex. This is our first in-car car show, parked car. I guess this will be our first interview. So, Alex, you have a beautiful, this is what, 97?
98. Yep.
98. Now, I know people like to say Fobra, and you're not offended by that, right?
Not at all.
Not at all.
Nope.
So this is a 98 GT,
Nope.
decked out with a lot of Cobra stuff. So go ahead and give us the story behind this car.
So this car is originally a 98 GT car. We had researched it online. It has well over, I believe, 13 owners actually. So kind of a fun story behind that was swapped between son and father at the military. Due to unfortunate events, it passed along to one of the friends on the military base. So originally I was in Ohio. Good friend of mine, John Coates, Coates216. You guys can check him out obviously on Instagram as well. Great friend of mine, built a absolutely mean Cobra, which is right to my left, as awkward of a sentence that is. But this car was originally called the Frankenstein because it's just leftover parts from this car. It's leftover parts from other friends' cars. We got our hands on literally the exact same paint code, front bumper, rear bumper, and we took advantage of it. So for me, that Frankenstein is not a problem.
So when you first got the car, it was what, just a bone stock GT?
Yeah, it was a bone stock GT, and pretty much appearance-wise. So the motor actually had a Illuminator short block right from Ford installed. It was a built Tremec T5, which is what kind of got us a piece of the car. We were really interested in the car, and it was also equipped with a Vortech S-trim blower. So all the fun parts were already added, which was a huge bonus for us. We picked it up. 12.5-hour drive later. Yes, no radio. We had no boost gauge. It was just me and John cruising for 12.5 hours to pick up a cool car.
So you get it home. What's the first thing you did to it?
Literally the first thing I did within 2 hours of having the car home, also after I took a pretty good decent sized nap, was I was working in a rented storage unit. I pulled the front, pretty much the front components off the motor. It had a Vortech air to water cooler on it. That was gone. So somebody on eBay picked that thing up. And I had actually sent the Vortech blower out to get rebuilt. I just didn't know when it had been rebuilt, how long it had been on. So that went out. And we started assembling and creating a new polished and chrome intake system for it. So that was probably numero uno for me, was get the blower set up, get it running right and reliable.
So what blower is that? What version?
Vortech V2, S-trim. Yep.
Okay. So it's not the quiet one.
It is the quiet one.
It is the quiet one. Okay.
It's very quiet until the big red blow-off valve wakes you up.
So the V1 is the quiet one, or am I getting them all mixed up?
So I believe V1 is actually a little louder, but the T-trim and stuff like that, those are kind of the noisy ones. I believe it has something to do with how they're oiled. I think
yeah, the bearings and
I think V1 is kind of internal, and I don't know. It was on the car. It was great for me.
So what is this car for you? I know it's here at Ponies. It's pits.
Yep.
I think it's like a top Mustang out here, a top Sn95. But what is it for you?
I appreciate the compliments. For myself, my wife, this was a wedding present kind of for ourselves. We were originally we were a motorcycle couple. We both had bikes. We sold those, got married, had a couple of kids, and long story short, it turned into I don't feel comfortable with you on two wheels, but I want you to have something fun.
Yeah.
So now we've got the Mustang, and this is me and my wife's car. It is not just mine. She drives it. We've got over 140 on the body. The power plant's got a little under 13,000 total, motor and trans. We don't care. We don't care if it's a Fobra. We love it. We enjoy it. As you can see in the back, we are loaded to the gills. This is our RV, our grocery getter. We pick the kids up from preschool in it. We drive it. We truly use it.
That's great. There's a lot of beautiful cars out here, and you have people who have dedicated show cars, but I appreciate the people who build cars, they get their cars, and they put them to use. They're not garage queens. They come to shows, they use them every day. And for me, that's what, owning a Mustang is about. Now, everybody has their own lane, but I appreciate what you're doing with this car because you're using it, and it's a beautiful car, and you're not scared to drive it.
Yeah, I really appreciate that. There is nicks and dings, and some of the paint's faded, but it makes me that much more confident to just take it wherever. If it gets a little nick, or even today we had 70-mile-an-hour winds here at Pitts.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it had a chair kind of bump into the side of it. Let's call it that. It's frustrating, but it's okay.
But it's okay.
It is not. This is not on the convention floor. I'm okay. We drove it 3.5 hours from the Carolinas, and we're headed back there in little over 2 hours now.
Yeah.
So we're gonna drive it, and we love that. Being boosted, we're not scared to drive it. We've got a bigger 3-core radiator in it, new water pump. It was built with reliability in mind and dependability, because we plan on passing this off to our kids. We want them to have it. We want them to be in the hobby. My 5-year-old, he'll pick out every Mustang we drive by. Dad, Mustang, Dad, Mustang. So unfortunately, he's already got the knack.
Yeah, and having young children, you have to, I don't want to say be overprotective of your car, but I have a 5-year-old, and I know how destructive little kids can be. So if you're not uptight about your car, then that helps when you have little kids.
So does a detached garage.
With a gate that they can't enter.
Exactly.
Hey, so what's next for this thing?
I think what we're going to do, I think the throw-out bearing's going. So we were coming up through the Dragon's Tail, so if anyone's never done that, obviously be safe, but man, that is a fun pass to take your car through, even just once.
Yeah.
We were coming up through there, we had a little bit of noise coming out of it, so I think it's going to get a throw-out bearing, a new clutch. We met the guys from Vengeance Clutch, so I'd like to, shout out to them. They're going to reach out. We're probably going to put something together for this, make this a little bit stouter. And then from there, it's probably going to get a rear end. I want to put a 9 in it or something, at least a 31 spline.
All right.
I've got to be a little easy on it. We're pushing just shy of 500 at the tire. And that little 8.8 is, I'm nervous. There's a big tire on here, and that's a lot of traction for that little rear end. So,
right.
Yeah.
All right, cool, man. Alex, it was definitely a pleasure meeting you. I would tell you to shout out your social media, but I know you're not a social media monster, but I know you have some stuff, so go ahead, say it.
Yeah, not yet. If anyone wants to reach out, again, I told you before, I am the not tech savvy guy. I've been talked into Instagram because people are starting to learn about the car builds that I've done. With 2 kids and a family, it gets tough, so yeah. I don't know if it's taken yet, but at Square Dad's probably going to be my go-to, so it'll be at Square Dad something. I am on Facebook, so feel free to reach out to you. I told everybody my name's Alex Lysiak. I just a diehard car guy. Love the family. I love the stories behind cars. Yeah. That's kind of what brings us into this. So
absolutely,
you'll be hearing more from me. And Walter, I appreciate it. Sn95 Power. Thanks for everything.
Hey man, I'm looking forward to future adventures with you. And hey, I appreciate you taking the time out to show me this beautiful car. So go ahead, check him out on Facebook, and look forward for everything that he's going to do on social media. So hey man, Alex, again, I appreciate you.
Again, it doesn't matter what's out there, how much money you got. Keep them on the road, guys.
That's
Keep
right.
driving.
Keep driving.